getting blasted today. Down 6%. Let's talk some energy and commodities and do some trading, of course, too. It's that time of the morning. Rebecca Walser joins us, president at Walser Wealth Management. Rebecca, last time you were here, you were warning us about the incoming downward move in stocks. So you got that, you nailed it, and you said that energy commodities would be a good place to hide out. So you're 2 for 2 right now.
Yeah, but Oliver, I mean, we're having a bad day on both. Gold is down, honestly. It's down 1.87%.
Yeah.
Silver down 2.76%. And crude oil, like you're saying, just about 6% down for the day, which, Oliver, if you look at the reasons, it's just the market I think it doesn't know where to find its place right now. It just doesn't know what is going on. This is globally unprecedented. And so you see that we just can't find safe havens for long term anywhere. And you just have to keep your eye on the ball. Yeah,
it's a good point. It's kind of an inherent timing game, it seems, when you're trying to hide out in some of the commodity stuff. You think we're getting hit in crude on some of these reports? I saw that U.S. is sending diplomats back to Ukraine, perhaps kind of symbolically, maybe suggesting the very, very worst is past. I mean, who knows? But maybe one explanation.
I mean, I think you're right. I think the market is looking at anything that's positive and saying, okay, we've got some reprieve here. Maybe we're not so concerned about global supply. And that's what's happening is we're just getting any kind of positive news. Everything has been so negative. Any kind of positive news, Oliver, and people are excited and the price, the price pressure can come down some. And that will obviously affect commodities across the board. So let's hope that this is right. And let's hope that, we don't see escalation. What I hear and the factors that I'm following sees actual escalation potentially with NATO. So I hope that is not the case. I know the equipment movement and the troop movement would just suggest otherwise, but let's hope that this is where we're actually headed with this situation geopolitically.
Crude's got a really interesting setup here. We're making lower highs, but it keeps holding around $95. Maybe some drama here building on the chart. Any strong views on how this thing may break or how to kind of go about fitting it into a broader traditional portfolio with this type of setup? It seems like we're kind of getting a coiled spring here a little bit.
I know, Oliver. I think that it is 100% dependent on the news that comes out. And that's the problem. And that's why it's very difficult to make short-term investment decisions with such a volatile global situation. We know that the supply chain crisis is already having a huge impact. We also know that the energy supplies have moved, Oliver, with the fact that Russia obviously started to require Europe buy, oil or energy and rubles and Bitcoin or gold. So we know that the supply chains have changed between Russia, the Middle East, basically India, China, and Saudi Arabia. All of these players have moved how they're sourcing these energy supplies. So any additional geopolitical tensions, I fear, would obviously send commodities back up into a pressure cooker again situation. And I hope to God, Oliver, that we have this global peace coming and international resolution, and everything can go back to normal. And all we'll have to worry about is new coronavirus waves and supply chain problems with China's zero COVID policy. But I'm just not seeing that yet at this point.
Yeah, true. Rebecca, what about what's going on in gold right now? It had been a real lifeline. Similar kind of to crude, I guess we could argue at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I actually do believe, and I actually do see the support, and I'm going to be a shocker here, but I see gold 3,000. Because I do believe that we still are in some major price shocks to the equities and even the bond market with interest rates rising as inflation is still a huge factor. So I am still sticking with gold as a long-term hedge. When I say long-term, I mean, Oliver, for 2022. I cannot say beyond that because obviously it has dropped down. And we did see support at 1935, and we had actually jumped up to 1965 this past week. We even reached 2,000, but really resistance was 1965. We had broken through it only for 2 days, and then we dropped back down to the 1930s. And now you can see today we're pushing down again. So I am really bullish on gold for 2022. Beyond that, I can't say, but I do think this is going to be a savior for a lot of people into the interim here while we go through these price volatilities that we are far from through it at this point.
All right, message received. We're going to trade it in line with that view. Rebecca, thanks for the update.